Hello everyone and welcome to this little GT Academy video. What we're going to do is we're going to look at one of the combos that was used at the UK National Final. And this one was also used in the media competition, so it's known out there, it's on GT Planet, all the competitors have posted about it already. But we're in a Team RJN Nismo GT3 and we're at the Silverstone International Circuit. So we're just using sort of the newer section of the circuit. It's quite a quick lap. It's around a 1 minute 2, 1 minute 3 lap time. And here are the settings that we'll be using. I never drove this combo at the Nationals, so this was my first time doing this combo as well. Traction control to 0, everything else is off apart from ABS. Track settings are set to real, and then literally we kick off. So this combo, we had 1 practice lap and then we had 3 flying laps, and unlike normal, it was all 3 laps counted and it was the total combined time. So this was sort of promoting consistency rather than going for the super fast lap on your last lap, for example. Things to consider as well were the track limits. So track limits was on this camera the edge of the speedo and the edge of the rev counter, just for the judges and adjudicators to get an understanding of track limits. That was used for this camera. Obviously other cameras you can see where the wheels are, and curbing didn't count as track. And you also had red laps. So red laps and out of track limits, you have got a warning or 5-second penalty. Of course, this first practice lap that you get to do, you can sort of test the limits, and then the adjudicator can tell you if you were over or very close, which is good really. So in this lap, you're sort of trying to get a good idea of braking points. And it was nice to see that people were trying to get an idea of braking points at this point, making sure they got it right, so when they come to the next 3 laps they can be really consistent. So I'm going around now to finish this practice lap, and we're going to do exactly like we did at the Nationals. I'm going to come round, and once we cross the line we'll then pause it, and then everyone restarted at the exact same time. So it's a 1 minute 3.283, and literally we then kick off. So when you've been told about driving penalties, that does play on your mind a lot actually. I definitely felt that when I first went to a national final, because obviously you're instantly thinking don't get a penalty, because 5 seconds is a huge amount of time. So in the mind of the sort of competitor this year, that'll be on your mind, especially with Silverstone because you can run quite wide. You also had the feeling, because it was a different layout this year, you didn't know how everybody did in the gaming. So some groups were quicker than other groups, so you could have been fastest in one group but you would have actually been slower in another group. There's all sorts of driving abilities in there as well. We had some Facebookers, we had 6 Facebookers who qualified, who were there on day 2 as well, so you've got all that to sort of mingle into your mind. But if I was the competitor, and from experience, you just got to focus on what you need to do, which is these 3 laps in this combo. So obviously I come round to end this first lap. It's not too bad of a lap. I was down at the end of sector 1 by 2 tenths, so I knew there was a lot of time still there available, which meant in my mind I would have to pick that up on the 2nd and 3rd lap. Coming round here though, I've actually got ahead of the Ghost at this point, which is my practice lap, which is a good indicator, and as I came across the start finish line, I've actually gained a tenth. So I know there's 3 or 4 tenths still there. Straight away, straight into the next lap, I've got to use what I know from that lap and the comparison lap to really get some good fast laps in lap 2 and 3. So I come round, it's not too bad, I can still use more track there. I've got to think about that for the next time, but I'm ahead of my Ghost, I can see on the map. And as I come round here, I run a little bit wide and I'm very close to track limits, so that would have been very close, that would have been a warning. But we're on to Hanger Straight and we're 2 tenths up, which is good because it means we're in a 102s. Now, as a competitor, you've got to be really sort of careful of track limits at that point. That last one will have definitely been on the mind if I was competing, and there would have actually been a penalty because I ran past the white line, past where the limit was. So at that point it starts playing on your mind, because then you've got one more lap, but then you've got to remember you've got to pick up points elsewhere in the competition to try and make sure you get that top 6. So as I cross the line, so 102.897, and then as I came into this 3rd one, this is while I was at home, so obviously I don't really get a driving penalty, but I would have got one there. at the Nationals that would have really played on your mind. I tried to recreate this as if I was at the Nationals competing, and that's sort of what would have been on your mind. So that would have been another driving penalty. So at this point, if I was any of the competitors, I would then be thinking about the next combo. Now, if you want to know everything about the National Finals, I'll put in the description the GT Planet thread of the UK Nationals. The finalists have been posting in there, the competitors that were all there have been posting in there, so it's good read and some good info. It was a really good experience. I think the new layout was awesome, so people got to do, everyone got to do a bit of driving, bit of physical, the gaming, and then everyone did a bleep test, and we got the media as well. As I come across the start finish line, by the way, it's another 102.9. So this entire total time was 3 minutes 8.970 plus any driving penalties. So that instantly drops you down the list. But yeah, people got to do all sorts of stuff, and it was good to see again this year that fitness had improved even more. I mean, somebody got to 13.4, I think it was, on the bleep test, which I think is the new record in the UK again, which, you know, every year, as I say, it gets fitter and fitter. This year was no exception, and people were hitting high 50s, 60 in the press ups and stuff like that. So yeah, every year it improves, and once again, same thing happened. Same with the gaming, there was some really fast times. Now you'll notice we're on this track again. I just wanted to show you a really fast lap. Now the fastest laps that I saw of this track were 102.5, 102.4. So to do that at the National was very impressive. I mean, I must admit, I was very impressed with some of the lap times. This was sort of more of an ultimate lap that I decided to carry on with, just to see how much time was there. And as you'll see when I cross the line, it's a 1 minute 2.0. So I hope you've enjoyed this little GT Academy video. It just sort of explains sort of the feelings you would have in a combo. And good luck to the 6 national finalists going to boot camp, especially Ghost. So I'll see you next time.